I love working in sales, and it fires me up that you like sales enough to click on a video like this one. I've been working in sales 5 years, started my career selling software at a big tech company, and recently shifted about 6 months ago to leading sales at my family business, selling pharmaceutical containers and medical supplies. A lot different than tech. When I first started my career, I was going into the office 5 days a week, working with a bunch of other young SDRs right out of college, grinding, making 100 calls a day. I now find myself selling to an entirely new buyer into an entirely new industry, working fully remote 5 days a week, and figuring things out as we go because we don't have a website and we're a very small company. So in today's video, I want to talk about the 4 lessons that I have learned based on firsthand experience that may help you think differently about your sales career. Whether you need to make a move to a new company, what you can be doing to better position yourself for the promotion, to make more money, to stand out, to get recognized. I like to talk about growth and success and money and getting to the next level, and hopefully this video can help you do that. Lesson number 1 is to recognize that sales mastery is an infinite pursuit. It's fun to throw around sales skills and, hey, I'm gonna get good at this, I'm gonna do that. Oh, I've made it to this level, I'm the guy in the office, I closed the big 7-figure deal. There will never come a point where I feel like I figured out sales. And I recognized that early on. I just kept writing down, I have mastered sales, I will master sales, I'm going to master sales. And I recognized that if I could sell, my skill set would always be in demand. I would always be able to get another job, I would always be able to make money, and I believed it was a very important skill set to learn. Besides engineering, coding, and perhaps leadership, which goes hand in hand with sales, I don't think there's another money-making skill that I would rather have. I think it's just super important, and it leads me to think that you can't cheat the process. You can't cheat just getting good at sales. Everyone always asks me, hey, I'm about to start at this company, what book should I read? Or, hey, I'm new, what should I be doing? The best way to get better at sales is just by doing sales. It's by pushing yourself in ways that you hadn't thought about. Can you go listen to other people's calls who are successful? Can you test out a new talk track with a prospect? Not cheating development, but also making sure you're at a company that will recognize you, that respects your contributions, and that will outline a transparent path for you to promote. So if you're sitting there in your job and you don't know what you got to do to promote to the next level, or it's not clearly outlined, or you've done what they said and you haven't gotten promoted, make sure to be at a company that will pay you for your performance, because I'm able to do what I'm doing now because I got in the right situation early on and built the skills. So I know I can translate that to building a business of my own, because if you can acquire customers, that's really all business is convincing people to pay you money. Lesson number 2 is believing that tactics will change, but foundational traits will never go out of style. By tactics, I mean cold calling script. What's the latest email strategy? Everyone always asks me about these things as if there's a magic silver bullet. Early on, it was make 100 calls a day, send volume emails. Now you got Google come out saying, hey, we're gonna limit how many emails you guys can send from your emails. We got this AI thing coming with this new wave of, hey, it's gonna make the messaging for me. You can't replicate pure industry knowledge and just a tactical approach. So as you think about the traits that cannot be replaced and will never go out of style, it's having integrity. It's being a great active listener. It's being someone that inspires change and confidence in other people, makes other people feel special. If you get on a call with a prospect, a C-level, and they lead that call believing, man, Trent really knew what he was talking about. I feel like I'll be able to take this information back to my own business to make myself better. That you can't beat that. If they leave the meeting saying, I enjoy talking to that person, then most likely you're closing a lot of deals and you're doing stuff right. If you're liked internally, if people say, hey, they always do what they say they're gonna do, they have integrity, they do it the right way, these things will never go out of style. So focus on those foundational traits that you can be known for, not just, oh, I've got the killer talk track to nail the first 7 seconds of a cold call. That stuff will change, but the traits will never go out of style. Lesson number 3, recognizing that I will never be too senior to make a cold call. I will never out-promote having to make cold calls. And somehow this is a bit controversial because people will come at me saying, well, hey, the further up you go, the less you need a cold call. I don't cold call, I have my SDR cold call. I send really great emails, da-da-da-da-da-da. The way I look at it is, I will never ask someone to do something that I am not actually doing myself. You see a lot of this in the content space about these sales trainers who aren't actually doing sales but are talking about how you should be doing sales. I'm still making 25, 50 cold calls a day. So that's why I like to talk about sales and cold calling, because it's something I'm actually doing. I'm actually practicing it. There will never come a point, no matter how much money I make, no matter how far I go in life in my career, that I'm scared to pick up this phone and call someone out of the blue. It's like my black belt. It's like Taekwondo for sales. I can call anyone. I can overcome objections. We were at brunch the other day, and she's like, hey, we had 5 people. She's like, did you make a reservation? I said, no. And she's like, sorry, we can't get you in. And I said, well, what about that table right there? She's like, well, there's a reservation there. And I said, well, how about that table over there? She's like, okay, well, hard stop at 10. I guess we can fit you in. It's being willing to do those things that other people don't want to do. It's pushing back in difficult conversations. It's making the cold call. So you can extrapolate the cold call out to a lot of different things. But remember what got you there. Don't lose sight. Don't lose sight of that. And lesson number 4 is to sell from a place of indifference. And this has really been useful to me recently, because when you're working in a corporation, they clearly outline what you got to be doing. Hey, this is your quota, these are your accounts, here are the resources. When you're doing what I'm doing, which is basically working for yourself with no manager, no structure, no guaranteed of what's going to happen, you got to go figure things out. And I realized, you know what? I don't really care. I mean, I really hope I can sell. I really hope we can grow. But I really am not desperate anymore. There's been times in my career where I'm really desperate to perform so I can look good, because my sense of identity is so wrapped into the job, and they call it quota breath. When you get on the call and you're desperate and you're really pushing and you're in that place of, man, we really need to win this deal. I now approach sales cycles where I say, look, we might not be the right fit for you guys. What are you looking to do? Okay, this is what we can offer. Let's figure out if we can help you guys. If not, no problem. Well, and so every sales meeting I'm on, I always set the agenda. Look, the purpose of our call here today is to talk about what's important for you, for me to introduce how we can help. If we agree there's alignment, we'll continue the conversation. If not, we will part ways. So when you're selling from a place of indifference, you're not worried about getting body bag rejected on the cold call. When you're selling from a place of indifference, you can lose this deal because you got more pipeline that you know you'll go find on the way. It's never getting too high, never getting too low. Nothing is ever as good or as bad as it seems. And when you can start to detach the emotions from the outcomes and just focus on the day-to-day grind in the process, I promise you it will really serve you well. And also recognizing that each day is a new opportunity to learn, to grow, to serve, to contribute. And each day you could completely change the trajectory of your life and your career. You just got to pick up the phone. You're one live call away. You're one new relationship away. You're one person on your team leaving away for you to becoming the boss, whatever it may be. So every day is a new opportunity, and things can change for you just like that. And those are the 4 lessons that I've learned. I've learned many, many more, which I talk about on this channel. So if you like content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. But in summary, the 4 lessons that I've personally learned from firsthand experience is to sell from a place of indifference. The tactics will change, but the fundamental traits will not. I'll never out-promote making a cold call, or never be too senior to do it. In sales, it's an infinite game. You'll never master it. There will never come a time where it's, man, I'm just the greatest of all time at sales. It's constant learning, constant evolution. So I respect you for taking time out of your day to listen to my thoughts on sales. I hope this message helps you think differently about your career. Let me know down below any questions you have or what videos you'd like me to make. I read and respond to all the comments. Happy selling.